What is going on, y'all? It is Fargassier. Hopefully, you're having a great and wonderful day out there in the wasteland, friends. Whether you're stepping out of Vault 76 for the first time or you have spent many a nights out there in the wastelands of Appalachia, this guide is going to tell you how to farm up the settler and raider reputation to make sure that you can get ally status with both of them. So, y'all sit back, relax, and let's talk about it, y'all. Now, friends, before we get in here and talk about the way to get ally status with the raiders and the settlers, I want to give a huge shout out to DuchessFlame for all the information that they provide to the community of Fallout 76 and everything that they do. We actually are working in collaboration on this project, and you can find a link to their website and their Twitter in the description below. Now, you may be wondering why you would want to earn the ally status with the raiders and the settler factions at the same exact time, and friends, that's because at each one of the home bases there is a gold bullion vendor associated with that faction, and they have different plans available for different levels of reputation status, and each one of the factions have different plans. And friends, sometimes the plans that the faction has are old scoreboard items, just like over at the Settlers at Foundation. You can find the Atlantic City weather station. Oh, Malenta, that is so amazing. And friends, also over at the Crater with the Raiders, you can find the Company Tea with Mortimer. This is absolutely amazing, and this is why you should be farming up that reputation to get ally status with both factions. And just so you know, you won't be able to find Mortimer at the Crater until you finish the Wastelander DLC. So friends, before you go searching for Mortimer at the Crater with the Raiders, make sure to finish your Wastelander DLC, and then you'll be able to find them. Now, as far as earning reputation with the Raiders and the Settlers by doing quests in the Wastelander DLC, it is suggested that you do each and every quest associated with each faction until it's time to choose a side to finish the Wastelander DLC with. And yes, friends, your choices do matter as far as losing reputation during these quest lines, because depending on a choice that you make, inappropriate comments or a special check, you can lose reputation with a faction, so just be careful, y'all. And now, friends, if you're still hostile with one of the factions after completing the Wastelander DLC, friends, you can go over to the Wayward and speak to Charisse to remove that faction's hostility, and the prices are depending on your faction reputation. A negative 2,000 or less reputation will cost you about 250 caps. If you're between a negative 2,000 and 3,000 reputation, that will cost you 500 caps. If you're between a negative 3,000 and a negative 4,000, that will cost you 750 caps. And if you're between a negative 5,000 or more reputation, that will cost you about 1,000 caps. Now, friends, if you're looking for events out there in the wastelands of Appalachia that are going to help your settler and raider reputation, let's first talk about the event Moonshine Jamboree. Now, this is going to net you 250 raider reputation upon completion, but friends, also, if you put on Butcher Bounty as you complete this event and get tags on enemies, this will drop Gulper innards, which can help make you a cap at the vendor. But friends, if you go cook these Gulper innards, that is going to net a more profit. And remember, friends, you want to have your charisma up to level 25 to get the best prices from selling and for buying items out there in the wastelands of Appalachia. The next event that we want to shine a light on is Eviction. Notice now, this is going to net you 250 settler reputation upon completion. But friends, as you're tagging the super mutants, and if you take out all of the bags, that is going to spawn in legendary super mutants. Not only does this give you an opportunity to earn a lot of legendaries, but if you put on the perk card Scrapper, while you are scrapping these weapons, you're going to get more junk from them. And also, friends, be careful, because this does have a chance to spawn in the indigo, the pink, or the yellow bats. So make sure to go through and check your bats before you scrap them. Now, there are Pip-Boy dailies that you can do in Fallout 76 that will help you gain reputation with the settlers and the raiders. But remember, friends, although these are called Pip-Boy dailies, these quests will not pop up every single day. They work on a rotation, with one new daily being available every 24 hours. So this means it could take up to 3 to 5 days before the daily that you want to do to be available again. First daily that we're going to be talking about is the importance of communication, and this is a raider faction, and the base reward upon completion is 200 raider reputation. And now, friends, to start this, you're going to speak to Ren at the backside of Crater past the yellow bus where Roxy is, and friends, she is going to send you out on a mission to get some vacuum tubes. Now, once you go to a Tinkerer's workbench and you put this vacuum tube together, you're going to go back to rent to turn the quest in, but friends, while you're on this dialogue tree, make sure to say that it's on the house, friends, because this is going to net you an extra 25 Raider reputation. Next up, we're going to be talking about the retirement plan daily. This is for the Raider faction, and the reward level is 200 Raider reputation upon completing this. And friends, you're going to talk to Roxy in the crater. She is located next to the bus, and she is going to want you to deal with a former crater gang member. Now, friends, there are multiple ways that you can get this daily done, and let's go over them right now. If you want to take the former Raider and let them live and send them to Foundation by passing a Charisma +8 check, you will get an extra 25 settler reputation upon choosing this. And then you can go back to Roxy and tell her that you killed the former Raider by Appalachia has a new corpse, and she'll give you an additional 25 Raider reputation. Now, friends, if you just want to go outright and kill the former Raider, make sure when you go back to Roxy, tell her that Appalachia has a new corpse to receive an additional 25 Raider reputation. But friends, if you want to convince the Raider to return back to the crater, you will receive an additional 10 Raider reputation. The next daily that we're going to be talking about, friends, is called Vital Equipment, and this is for the Settler faction, and you're going to start this by talking to Ward at the Foundation. So when you enter Foundation, Ward is going to be on the first trailer on your right, and they are going to want you to recover some stolen equipment, and now this is going to give you a base reward of 200 Settler reputation. Now, friends, there are multiple ways of getting this daily done. If a Blood Eagle has the item, there actually will be no option for them to keep the item. But friends, if a Raider has the item, you can let the Raider keep the item, but you will lose 10 Settler reputation and you will gain 10 Raider reputation. And friends, you will not receive the base reward of 200 Settler reputation. Now, friends, the option that most are going to choose is that if you donate the reward back to Foundation, you will receive an additional 50 Settler reputation. The next daily that we're going to be talking about, friends, is called Photo Opportunity. And now this is not tied to a single faction. How you start this is actually speaking to Davenport at the Overseer's new home in Sutton, located inside of the basement, and they are going to want you to take surveillance photos for Davenport. Now, friends, there are multiple ways of getting this done. So if you're wanting Settler reputation, you would choose to take photos of the Raiders and then sell those photos to Ward to donate the reward back to Foundation, and that will net you 75 Settler reputation. But if you want Raider reputation, you will choose to take photos of the Settlers and then sell those photos to Kiyomi, then donate the reward back to the crater for 75 Raider reputation. But friends, if you're just into getting the daily done, you can take those photos and then return them back to Davenport, but this will not net you any Settler or Raider reputation. The next daily that we're going to be talking about, friends, is called Recipe for Success, and now this is a neutral faction daily as well. And to start this, you're going to speak to Esme in the kitchen of the White Springs Refuge, and she is going to send you on a goose chase to make a stew for either the Settlers or the Raider faction. And now, friends, if you let the stew get burnt, when you hand it in to the Raiders or the Settlers, you will get 100 Settler or Raider reputation. And remember, friends, the Raiders like the chems and the Settlers like the stim packs being put into their stew. But friends, if you give them the right ingredient and you keep the stew good, you can net a 250 either Raider or Settler reputation from doing this daily. Now, friends, there are some unmarked dailies out there in the wastelands of Appalachia. Like if you look over on the west side of the map, you'll find a place called the Ohio River Adventures. Now, there are two individuals here that you can speak to start these unmarked dailies. The first one being Fishbones, which will have you defend the purifiers from the Mirelurks, netting you a +10 Raider reputation. The next individual that you want to speak to over at the Ohio River Adventures to earn some Raider reputation is called Black Eye, and they want you to turn in some Mirelurk meat. And friends, you can only choose one of these, but you can donate 5 Mirelurk softshell meat for 10 Raider rep. You can turn in 10 Mirelurk meat for 10 Raider rep, or you can turn in 15 Mirelurk eggs for 10 Raider rep. But the biggest of them all is the Mirelurk Queen meat. Just one of them will net you 25 Raider reputation. Now, friends, the final way that you can farm up some Raider or Settler reputation is from the random encounters out there in the wastelands of Appalachia. And when you have these random encounters and you either protect the Raiders or the Settlers, afterwards you can go talk to one of them and they'll give you a +10 reputation per successful encounter. And now, friends, while it may take some time farming these random encounters for Settler and Raider reputation, if you are tired of waiting for your dailies to reset, this is a definite way that you can. And big thanks to Zeke for coming up with this reputation farming route. Hopefully it helps y'all out there in the wastelands of Appalachia. And now, friends, if you need a reputation checklist so you can always have this information handy or share with other Wastelanders out there in Appalachia. Friends, on DuchessFlame's article, linked in the description below, you can find a downloadable copy of the reputation checklist that they made, and it's absolutely amazing. Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy day to check this video out. And again, a huge shout out to DuchessFlames for providing us with this article to use on this collaboration, and a huge shout out to everyone out there in Fallout 76 for being amazing. This is by far one of the best communities that I've ever had the pleasure of being a part of. For real, y'all seriously have a great, wonderful day out there in the wasteland. Thanks so much to the channel members for the continued support. And y'all, if you did not already see the video where we go over tips that I wish I knew sooner in Fallout 76, make sure to check this video out. Y'all have a great, wonderful day. Love ya. Peace, y'all.